University Challenge. Asking the questions, Amol Rajan.
Hello and welcome to a new series and a new era of University Challenge. A few things have changed since the end of the last series, but all the important things remain the same. The format is still simple, the questions are still complicated, and the teams are still terrifyingly knowledgeable. First up this year are a pair of institutions that between them have made over 50 appearances in this competition and taken 7 series titles. So this year's representatives have a lot to live up to. Founded by Henry VIII in 1546, Trinity College is one of Cambridge's largest, with just over 1,000 students, which makes it around 1/40th the size of its opponent tonight. Nevertheless, it's educated 6 UK Prime Ministers, 4 Fields medalists and 34 Nobel laureates, with more recent alumni, including the mathematician Kortja Birkar, the author Jared Diamond and the television presenter Mel Gedroych. It's also produced 3 sets of University Challenge champions, most recently in 2014. Let's meet the team, hoping to be the 4th, who have an average age of 21 and a half.
Hi, I'm Sarah Henderson. I'm from North London and I'm studying Japanese.
Hi, I'm Agnejo Banerjee. I'm from Dundee and I'm studying for a PhD in maths.
And their captain?
Hi, I'm Ryan Junseok Kang. I'm originally from Seoul, South Korea, and I'm doing a PhD in organic chemistry.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Jaksina. I'm from Białystok, Poland, and I'm doing Masters in Genetics.
The University of Manchester has only existed in its current form since 2004, when the city's Victoria University merged with the Manchester Institute of Science and Technology. Officially, however, it dates its foundation to the establishment of the Manchester Mechanics Institute 180 years earlier, which aimed to provide facilities for working men to study part-time. It's now the UK's 3rd largest university, with alumni including the physicist James Chadwick, the suffragist Christabel Pankhurst, and the screenwriter Jesse Armstrong. The team playing on its behalf tonight are seeking a record 5th series title and have an average age of 22. Let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Bluma Delos Reyes White. I'm from Franklin, Massachusetts, and I'm studying genetics.
Hi, I'm Ilya Kuhlman. I'm from London and I study medicine.
And their captain?
Hi, my name's Harrison Erdira. I'm from Letchworth Garden City and I'm studying a PhD in materials.
Hiya, I'm Dan Grady. I'm from Burton-upon-Trent and I'm studying maths.
I'm sure you all know the rules, but just in case, starter questions are answered on the buzzer without conferring. Get one right and you earn your team 10 points and a set of 3 bonus questions on which you can confer. Fingers on buzzers, here's your first starter for 10. Immaterialism is a concept associated with which philosopher, whose major works include an essay towards a new theory of vision in 1709 and treatises concerning the principles of human knowledge in 1710. In 1734, he became the Bishop of Cloyne.
Trinity Banerjee.
Barclay?
It is George Berkeley, yes. In County Court. Your 3 bonus questions then, Trinity, are on cultural references in the novels of Haruki Murakami. First, which novel features the simultaneous plot lines of a teenage runaway and an old man who talks to cats? Its title includes the name of a major literary figure.
Do you have anything?
I can't think of any titles that include literary figure offhand.
If you have nothing, just pass.
It's Kafka on the Shore. Second, give the 4 words that complete the title of the Murakami novel that references a popular American song first released in 1939. South of the Border and what?
Do we have anything?
No, like Norwegian wood that's not the American
Gone with the
song.
Wind.
What?
I don't know, just guessing something.
It's West of the Sun. Subtitle, This Bird Has Flown. Which Beatles song of 1965 is the title of a 1987 novel by Murakami?
I nominate one of you.
Norwegian wood.
Yeah, nominate Sarah.
Norwegian wood.
You got there in the end. Well done. It is Norwegian wood. Let's have another starter question. What 2-word term originates from a 1970 article by Japanese roboticist Masahiro Mori, in which a line graph plotted people's emotional responses to robots of increasingly cute...
Manchester Senehedira.
Uncanny Valley?
It is Uncanny Valley, that's right, well done. Your bonuses, Manchester, are on films directed twice by the same filmmaker. First, Cecil B. DeMille twice directed which epic retelling of a biblical tale? A silent version...
Ben-Hur?
No, it's the 10 Commandments. Which Austrian writer-director created the 1997 psychological horror film Funny Games, which he remade shot for shot in 2007 in English?
Haneke.
It is Michael Haneke, yes. Alfred Hitchcock made 2 versions, the first in black and white in 1934, the second in colour in 1956, of films sharing what six-word title? In the latter film, Doris Day sang Que Sera Sera.
Six-word title.
Psycho?
Six-word title. That's Psycho, 6 words. 6 letters. Oh, 6 words.
No.
No, I'm not going to get it. Sorry.
Pass.
Yeah, Psycho's definitely not 6 words, is it? It's the man who knew too much. Now, the starter question now. Of the world's cities with a population in excess of 100,000, which is the furthest away from any other city with as many...
Trinity Banerjee.
Perth?
It's not Perth, no. You lose 5 points, I'm afraid, Trinity. With as many inhabitants or more. Daly City, California, is its nearest, located approximately 2,390 miles away.
Manchester Coleman.
Salt Lake City.
No, it's Honolulu. Another starter question then. Sun-bleached bones were most wonderful against the blue that will always be there as it is now after all man's destruction is finished. These are the words of which Wisconsin-born artist, often referred to as the mother of American modernism?
Manchester Senehedira.
Georgia O'Keeffe?
It is Georgia O'Keeffe. Correct. Your bonus questions in Manchester are on monarchs who reigned for 70 years or more. First, Prince Johann II ruled for more than 70 years between 1858 and 1929. In which landlocked European principality?
Principality.
Liechtenstein or Johann? Never heard. Yeah. Liechtenstein?
It is Liechtenstein. Second, King Rama IX ruled which Asian country between 1946 and 2016?
Oh, yes. Thailand's wrong, yeah. Thailand.
It is Thailand. Third, having reigned for more than 70 years, which European king died in the same month that the Jacobite uprising, known as the 15, began in Britain?
Is it the Sun King, yeah?
Yeah, Louis XIV.
Louis XIV?
It was Louis XIV, yeah, 1643 to 1715. Let's have a picture starter then. For your picture starter, you're going to see the title of a Russian novel. For 10 points, name its author.
Trinity Yakshina.
Boris Pasternak.
It is, that's Dr. Zhivago. Pasternak's Dr. Zhivago was officially denied publication in the USSR, but circulated widely nevertheless, thanks to the clandestine distribution network known as Samizdat. For your bonuses, you're going to see the Russian titles of 3 more significant Samizdat works. In each case, give both the English title and the author of the work. First, this non-fiction work.
Archipelag. Archipelag Gulag. It's by Solzhenitsyn.
Okay, nominate Yakshina.
Archipelag Gulag by Alexander Solzhenitsyn.
Yes, or the Gulag Archipelago, yeah. Secondly, this novella.
Dog's Heart by Bulhakov.
Nominate Yakshina.
Dog's Heart by Bulhakov.
OK, I'll accept that. The usual English translation is The Heart of a Dog, but we'll take that. And finally, this novel.
Oh, we by...
Yeah, nominate Banerjee.
We by Zamyatin.
It is by Yevgeny Zamyatin. OK, another starter question now. The son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, Menelik I...
Trinity Banerjee.
Ethiopia.
It's very impressive. It is Ethiopia, yeah. 3 questions on a letter of the Greek alphabet, then, for you, Trinity Cambridge. Which letter in the second half of the Greek alphabet is used for a base 2 logarithmic scale used in geology as a measure of soil or rock particle size?
Maybe like sigma. You want to try that? That's in the lower half, second half, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's right.
Or sigma or rho. Rho might be.
Rho seems...
Okay, rho.
No, it's phi, often represented as the letter phi. What name is given to the mathematical constant 1 plus the square root of 5 divided by 2, the limit of the ratio of consecutive terms of the Fibonacci sequence?
The golden ratio.
It is the golden ratio, yes. Finally, an uppercase letter phi is conventionally used for the cumulative distribution function of which probability distribution?
Is this the radial?
Because it's not that. That's different. It's not.
Cumulative. I was going to go for like an atomic orbital, like, unless this is something from the math.
It's not like geometric or something.
Go with that.
Come on.
What do you want? Nominate Sarah.
Geometric.
No, it's a normal distributional, Gaussian distribution. Another starter question then. Which experiment of 1953 involved a sealed system containing a mixture of water, hydrogen...
Trinity Yakshina.
Miller-Urey experiment.
It is the Miller-Urey experiment. Well done. Your bonuses, Trinity, are on artworks that depict crime scenes. First, 2 paintings of the 1590s, one showing a man's ring being removed during a supposed palm reading, the other depicting a rich youth being fleeced by card sharps. are the work of which Italian artist who himself led a semi-criminal life?
Caravaggio.
Yeah, Caravaggio.
It's Caravaggio. In the late 1860s, which southern French artist painted The Murder? Some commentators say that his former school friend, Émile Zola, used him as the model for a doomed artist in his novel, The Masterpiece.
So looking for a French artist.
In the 1860s, yeah.
Manet, maybe. I don't have any other.
Okay, little Manet.
No, it's Cézanne.
Okay.
Finally, a murderer at the scene of his crime and two bowler-hatted men armed with a club and a net feature in which painter's 1927 surrealist work, The Menaced Assassin?
Bowler hats, maybe think like.
Magritte.
Yeah,
or-
exactly, yeah.
Magritte.
Magritte is correct, yes. Let us start the question then. Which US state is the principal setting of both the 2021 miniseries WandaVision and part of the
Manchester de los Reyes White.
New Jersey.
It is New Jersey. Your bonus questions in Manchester are on the Frankfurt School. Theodore Adorno co-wrote The Dialectic of Enlightenment with which member of the Frankfurt School? Born in 1895, his other works include Authority and the Family and Eclipse of Reason.
Oh God, Frankfurt School.
This is easy.
Weber. I can't remember who.
It's higher.
No. Hayek is whole other planet. Not Weber. Oh, I don't know who else it was. No, it's not. I'm not going to get this time. Weber.
Bad luck, it's Horkheimer, Max Horkheimer, another Max. A monument at Port Bohu in Catalonia marks the place where which member of the Frankfurt School died in 1940, attempting to flee the Nazis? He had entrusted one of his essays, Theses on the Philosophy of History, to Hannah Arendt.
Oh my good God, I know this. Yeah, I'm not going to get it.
Come on.
Pass.
It's Walter Benjamin. With which Ivy League university did the institutional home of the Frankfurt School become affiliated when it moved to New York in 1933, threatened by Hitler's rise to power?
New York, Columbia, or Cornell. Those are in New York.
I thought it was Yale.
Yale is in Connecticut.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with Columbia then. Columbia?
It is Columbia University, yes. Another starter question. Which epic poem compiled from oral tradition begins with a description of the world as created when Sotka, a golden-eyed duck, lays 7 eggs on the knee of Ilmatar, the water mother? The first canto ends with the birth of the first human, Vainamoinen.
Trinity Banerjee.
Kalevala.
It is Kalevala. Well done. Your bonus questions are on a shared surname, Trinity. Gabriel John Utterson is the protagonist of which Gothic novella of 1886? It's been variously interpreted as a parable on the wages of sin, the Victorian horror of unleashed sexuality, the Freudian ego versus the id, or the dualities of its author's native Scotland.
Is this Jekyll and Hyde? Because there's an Utterson in
Yeah,
that.
okay. I shall just nominate you. Yeah, nominate Banerjee.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'll accept that. Second, the academic, linguist and diplomat Douglas Hyde was appointed as the first president of Ireland during which decade of the 20th century?
Do we have...
Is this 1920?
Yeah, I would go for 1920s
Okay,
as well.
1920s.
No, it was 1930s, 1938. And finally, Anne Hyde was the first wife of which monarch?
Was that Anne of Cleves, maybe? Oh, no, wait.
No, she's German, so.
Yeah, okay.
Hyde Park is maybe named after her.
Yeah, when
So,
do you know anything around Hyde Park? Times that. We need to guess a monarch as well.
I
So.
could go with, like, say, like James II, something like that.
I would go maybe George the
Come on, you're not...
George the First.
No, it's James VII and II.
Okay. Oh.
Let's have a music round. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of classical music that is based on an older work. For 10 points, name both the composer of the work you hear and the composer of the work on which it is based.
Trinity Henderson.
Purcell and Britain.
Wow. Wow. That's good. Your music starter was Britain's The Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra, which has the subtitle Variations and Fugue on a theme of Purcell. For your music bonuses, you'll hear 3 more classical pieces described in their titles as variations. In each case, I just want the name of the composer of the piece that you're hearing. First, for 5 points.
Oh, this is Enigma Variations. Do you want the composer?
Yeah. Elgar.
Is Elgar, and it is Nimrod from the Enigma Variations. Secondly,
Brahmsian, try that. But
Okay, Brahms.
It is Brahms, Variations on a Theme
great.
by Haydn. And finally,
there's Goldberg.
Bach.
that is Bach and the Goldberg Variation. Starter question then. Described at the time by Wisden as the most remarkable season by any side in the history of county cricket, which county won 3 trophies in the 1994 season, including the county championship, which they won by 42 points? Their season saw batsman Brian Lara set the record for the highest score in first-class cricket, 501 not out in a match against Durham at Edgbaston.
Manchester Coolman.
Warwickshire.
It was Warwickshire. That time we had some more cricket questions on this programme, I think. Yeah. 3 bonuses then on the history of solar power, Manchester. In 1839, at the age of just 19, which French scientist created what is widely recognised as the first photovoltaic cell, consisting of platinum electrodes coated in silver chloride in an acidic solution?
Oh my God.
I don't know that.
No, I
See what you think.
he was in my thesis, but I can't remember.
Just pass.
Pass.
It's Edmund Becquerel. Second, in 1883, the US inventor Charles Fritz developed a solar cell consisting of a layer of what chalcogen element applied on top of a metallic base and covered with a film of gold. Willoughby Smith had discovered this element's photoconductivity a decade earlier.
So that's in the oxygen group, so sulfur probably. Sulfur?
No, it's selenium. In around 1888, Russian physicist Alexander Stoletov built the first solar cell based on the principle of the external photoelectric effect, discovered a year earlier by which German physicist?
Was that Einstein?
Yeah, no,
Photo. 1887.
No, photoelectric effect. He gave the explanations. 18,
Yeah.
what was it? Planck.
No, it's Heinrich Hertz. Now the starter question. Described by Einstein as the greatest thinker he had ever known, which Dutch physicist shared the 1902 Nobel...
Manchester Senehedira.
Lorentz.
It is Lorentz. Well done. Your bonus questions then, Manchester, are on 19th century economics. Born in Surrey in 1766, which economist gives his name to a theory or trap which states that population growth will always outstrip agricultural productivity?
Thomas Malthus.
It is Malthus. Along with Annie Besant, which secularist and social reformer established the Malthusian League in London in 1877 to campaign for birth control?
1877 birth control. So, an early suffragette.
Sanger. Is that the right time? No.
Sure, 'cause it's a bit early for like Pankhurst and then. But,
Pankhurst.
Yeah, good man.
Pankhurst.
Go Pankhurst, Manchester.
Pankhurst.
No, it was Charles Bradlaugh, an advocate of Malthusian population theory, which friend of Malthus published the 1817 work Principles of Political Economy and Taxation?
Malthusian. Economics, man. Malthus. No.
Come on.
Adam Smith.
No, that was a different century. It was
Yeah,
David Ricardo. Bad luck. Another starter question. With a vertical script written that can be seen in parts of the Forbidden City in Beijing, which critically endangered language was one of the official languages of the Qing dynasty?
Manchester Grady.
Mongolian.
No.
Trinity Banerjee.
Manchu.
Manchu is correct. Okay, your bonuses, Trinity, are on herbs belonging to the parsley family. Give the common name of each herb from the description. First, a herb with feathery green leaves and a grassy, slightly aniseed flavour. It's traditionally used to flavour gravlax and commercially pickled cucumbers.
Dill?
Yeah, dill.
It is, of course, dill. Secondly, one of the 4 fin herbes of classical French cooking, along with tarragon, parsley and chives. It's often used to flavour béarnaise sauce, along with tarragon.
I was reading this recently as well.
Maybe thyme.
Thyme.
That's chervil. Lastly, finally, a versatile herb with a peppery citrus flavour, used widely across Asian and Latin American cuisines. It's believed that variations in olfactory receptor genes cause some people to perceive its flavour as powerfully soapy or even rotten.
Coriander.
It is, of course, coriander. Let's have another starter question then. So named due to band members often staring at their feet as they played, which alternative...
Manchester Grady.
Shoegaze.
It is shoegaze, yes. Your bonuses then, Manchester, are on 3-word names or terms, all of whose words are the same length. For example, Salt Lake City. In each case, give the 3 words from the explanation. First, the name coined by Danish linguist Otto Jespersen in 1909 to describe changes in pronunciation of words in English between 1350 and 1700.
Great vowel shift.
Yeah. Great vowel shift.
Correct. Second, the waterway on which the towns of Slough, Aylesbury, Hemel Hempstead, Wendover and Northampton all stand.
It's a river.
Grand Union Canal. Grand Union Canal.
Go for that.
Grand Union Canal.
Correct. In physics, the average distance an object, usually a molecule in a gas, will move between collisions.
Mean something path. Mean free path. Mean free path. Mean free path.
Correct. Just under 7 minutes to go, all to play for. Here's a starter question, a picture starter. You're going to see a painting. For 10 points, give me the name of the artist.
Trinity College.
Johannes Vermeer.
It is Vermeer. You saw there Jan, or Johannes Vermeer's young lady seated at a virginal. And for your picture bonuses, you'll see 3 more portraits featuring plucked string instruments. In each case, simply name the artist. Firstly.
Gainsborough, maybe.
Gainsborough. Any advances on Gainsborough?
Yeah, give it a go.
Gainsborough.
No advances necessary, that's correct. Secondly.
Very good. Yeah, nominate Yakshina.
Tamara Wempicki.
Yes, she's also known as Tamara Dylempitska. Thirdly.
I'm not sure, but let's go with Artemisia Gentileschi because we have Chris so often.
I feel like this isn't Gentileschi.
What?
You were going to give it
Come on.
Give it your guess.
Gentileschi.
It is Gentileschi.
Wow, okay.
Another starter question then. Published in 1966, which novel begins in Jamaica shortly after the Slavery Abolition Act on a derelict plantation called Culebri, where protagonist Antoinette Cosway...
Manchester Grady.
White Sargasso
It
Sea.
is White Sargasso Sea. Well done. Your bonuses, Manchester, are in a class of organic compounds. What name is given to those organic compounds in which a carbon atom shares a double bond with an oxygen atom, a single bond with a hydrogen atom, and a single bond with another atom or group of atoms?
Ketones. Yeah. Ketones.
No, I can't accept that. It's aldehydes. Second, the simplest of the aldehydes, with the formula HCHO, which colourless pungent gas is widely used in aqueous solution as a disinfectant and preservative for biological specimens?
Formaldehyde. Formaldehyde.
Correct. Formaldehyde is used to make which thermosetting resin? Named for its Belgian-born inventor and widely used in the early 20th century for electrical insulation and the manufacture of objects such as telephones and billiard balls.
Bakelite. Is that Bakelite?
Yeah, maybe so just Baker. Bakelite.
Correct. Another starter question then. Each in a different language. What colour links all of the following? A hormone-secreting body formed following ovulation, a Chinese cultural hero...
Trinity Kang.
Yellow.
It is yellow. Correct. Your bonuses, Trinity, are on pairs of antipodal cities. Name both cities from the description. First, almost exact Antipodes, the oldest city in New Zealand, damaged in a 2011 earthquake, and a city in Galicia, home to the 2008 Intertoto Cup co-winners and the 2000 La Liga champions.
Christchurch was like damaging.
Okay. Christchurch and...
Lviv. In Galicia, Spain, or Galicia?
Galicia, Spain, because there's a La Liga in 2010. Maybe Valencia?
In Galicia, so it has to be Vigo or La Coruña. Maybe La Coruña. Let's go with La Coruña.
La Coruña.
Come on.
La Coruña.
La Coruña and Christchurch.
Yes, that's correct. Secondly, within 100 kilometres of being precise, Antipodes, a city in Asia, the capital of a de facto state, whose official name is abbreviated to ROC, and an inland capital city known as the Mother of Cities, because it is the oldest city in the River Plate Basin.
The River Plate Basin, is that Buenos Aires?
It might be, yeah, because they are like antipodes
So
from Torchwood, yeah.
Taipei, because the Republic of China
Oh,
is
yeah, okay.
Taiwan, so
Yeah, okay.
Taipei and Buenos Aires.
Taipei and Buenos Aires.
No, it's Taipei and Asunción in Paraguay. Roughly 900 miles away from being exact Antipodes, these two cities hosted consecutive Olympic Games in the 21st century.
21st century, so it's Sydney, Athens,
Beijing. London. Rio. Tokyo.
And they were consecutive, right?
Yes.
So do you want to go with...
Rio and Tokyo.
Rio
and
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Okay, Rio and Tokyo.
Correct. Just under 3 minutes to go, still in at Manchester. Here's a starter question for you. Which historical region of France takes its name from a Germanic tribe that migrated from the island of Bornholm in the 3rd and 4th centuries AD? In 2016, it merged with the region of Franche-Comté, maintaining its capital at Dijon.
Manchester Coleman.
Burgundy.
It is Burgundy. Your bonuses, Manchester, are on plays that feature scientific themes. In each case, I'm looking for the name of the playwright. First, the Irish author of The Doctor's Dilemma, a 1906 play centred around the ethical difficulties of having only finite medical resources. His other works include Widowers' Houses and Man and Superman.
Bernard Shaw.
Bernard Shaw.
George Bernard Shaw's correct. Second, the Norwegian author of the 1883 play An Enemy of the People, about a man who goes public with the unfortunate fact that his town's spa waters are contaminated by bacteria. His other works include The Lady from the Sea and The Master Builder.
I think that is Ibsen.
Ibsen.
It is Ibsen. The English author of The Brass Butterfly, a 1958 play set in 3rd century Rome, about a scientist who invents anachronistic weaponry and technology, leading to catastrophe. His other works include the novels The Spire and Rites of Passage.
Rites of Passage. William Golding.
William
It
Golding.
is William Golding. Here's another starter question. What surname links the director of video games, including Elden Ring, Bloodborne and Dark Souls, and the director of films, including Castle in the Sky, Kiki's Delivery Service?
Manchester de los Reyes White.
Miyazaki.
It is Miyazaki. Your bonuses, Manchester, are on words that derive ultimately from the Proto-Indo-European root kers, K-E-R-S, meaning to run. In each case, give the word from the description of its etymology. First, from the Latin for to run, this word came to mean a journey or expedition. Then, an expedition specifically for plunder. The current English word comes from the French and means privateer or pirate.
Comes from cares though.
Buccaneer, something like that. Buccaneer.
Buccaneer.
No, it's corsair. Second, a word from a Celtic word for wagon via Latin and then Italian, where it developed the meaning to overload a wagon, and from there the sense of an exaggeration, comical or satirical.
Satire, like no.
Pass.
It's caricature. Finally, from an old French word meaning runner and an Anglo-Norman word meaning messenger, a noun denoting a guide who assists tourists or someone who transports goods and packages.
Courier.
Courier. Here's another starter question. With a lung capacity about 3 times that of cattle and having smaller red blood cells to improve the blood's ability to transport oxygen, the long-haired, short-legged bovine animal was Guinean's...
Manchester de los Reyes White.
Yak.
It is yak. And with a couple of seconds to go on, your bonuses are on physics, specifically single words that end with electricity. In each case, give me the term from the definition. First, also known as frictional electricity, the form of contact electrification that produces an electric charge on a material when it is rubbed against a different material.
Static.
No. And at the game, Manchester University have 175 and Trinity College, Cambridge also have 175. Well, that was one hell of a game. And what happens now is that we have a tie-break. And I need to be extremely clear with you about the rules of the tie-break, which is that we ask the next starter question that would have taken place in the game. And if you get it correct, then you win. But if you interrupt and get it wrong, then your team loses 5 points, and that's enough to knock you out and for the other team to win. OK. To win it, then, fingers on buzzers, here is your tie-break starter for 10. Founded in 1984 in reaction to the lack of gender diversity in the art world, which activist art group created the 1989 poster, Do Women Have to Be Naked to Get Into...
Manchester Senehadira.
Gorilla Girls.
It is Gorilla Girls. And with that, my goodness, wow, Manchester, you've pulled off one hell of a victory. I think after an extremely painful beginning, you've come back with Trinity. My goodness, I'm so sorry. I think it was quite possibly strong enough to see you come back, so we may well see you again. Well done on a completely phenomenal performance, and thank you both so much for keeping us hugely entertained. That was impressive. I hope you could join us next time for another first-round match, but until then, it's goodbye from Trinity College, Cambridge.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from Manchester University.
Goodbye.
It's also goodbye from me. Goodbye.